I think we're live. I'm not sure. Hi, you guys. Welcome to our new video podcast, True Crime and Woo. I started this because I really wanted to. I really love true crime, and I started it because I love writing about true crime, but it was really weighing on my soul. So I started practicing Reiki and crystal healing. And I'll tell you more about that another time. But my friend Jen and I were talking one morning very early, and we got so very excited about learning and practicing Reiki. And I was telling her that while I was writing a case, it really got to my soul. And when I dreamed that night, I dreamed about crystals and Reiki as a way to clear my soul of any bad, you know, juju, so to speak. So I woke up and I immediately chatted with Jen, of course. And then this podcast and hers was born. She deals mostly in chakras. I deal in crystals and candles and aromatherapy. So, while I love writing and talking about true crime, I don't want anybody to become depressed or have weight on their soul because of what I write and what they read. So, starting with this podcast, you can download the supplies list that you'll see a little bit later in this group, which you probably have hanging around your house already. And if not, you can do as much of it or as little of it as you want. But I'm going to give you a list of a crystal or two or three, an aromatherapy recipe or suggested blend to diffuse, a candle color, and in some cases a chakra to work with, in case that's your thing. And an intention. We'll probably bring Jen in on the chakras a little bit later on. So feel free to combine those or only use one or only none of them as you see fit, however it works with you. And my goal, that's the why. So let's talk about the who and the what. So each video podcast, I'm going to be telling the story of true crime, Nanny Annie's bedtime stories, right? Before the story begins, I'm going to give advice on what, if any, crystals that or aromas that I'm using at that time. Some of those are to kind of keep the bad juju away from you while you're reading or listening to this story. At the end of the story, we're going to pause briefly so you can gather all your stuff that you want, and then do a guided meditation to clear the energy and give peace or harmony to the victims and their families. Now, if you choose not to do meditation, pray in your own way or keep yourself grounded, however that works for you. But this stuff is really, pretty intense. So I don't want anybody walking away feeling like, oh my God, that's awful, and it really weighing on you to the point that you can't sleep or something like that. And some of these things are ways that have helped me. The crystals and the aromatherapy absolutely helped me to stay grounded and not be so, depressed about it all. So basically, I'm going to tell you a true crime bedtime story, and we're going to meditate to clear our energy. The next case that I'm doing is called, let me see what it is. It is called, wow, way down here. It is called A Look Inside Murder by Degrees and Four Solved and Unsolved Horrible Murders for this month at True Crime Diaries. And, you can listen just to the case, or you can do the woo part with me, the meditation, or whatever works for you. But right now, all I'm doing is kind of giving you a list of the things that I'm going to be using for the meditation. And you do whatever you want to do. And I'm going to post this list at my new website, probably, truecrimeandwoo.com. So to start with, you can see I have an amethyst crystal that I'm wearing in preparation for the case. And then I've lit a candle in white to represent grief or protection, if you will. I also recommend diffusing some type of centering or balancing blend. If you already have one, then great. If not, I've created a blend that I call Justice that you can find in the group files. And this blend has oils of frankincense, myrrh, ylang ylang, elemi or elemi, and chamomile and lavender. Now, if you're pregnant or going to have children under 5 around you, I recommend that you eliminate the myrrh and elemi from your blend because they're a little harsh in some cases, and we don't want you breathing harsh things. If you don't have any of those oils, I recommend 3 simple oils that you may already have: lavender, orange, and frankincense. Very simple blend. Um, and if you want to purchase a blend, I have several places. There's only 3 really that I buy from routinely, and that is Amazon Only Plant Therapy Blend or Plant Therapy itself. The prices are the same in both places. Eden's Garden or Revive is the new kid on the block, and I'm pretty satisfied with their oils. So, from Plant Therapy, I would use Let It Go. You can get that on Amazon or Plant Therapy itself. From Eden's Garden, I would get Purify. And from Revive, I would either get Zen or Unity. And I'll have links to all these in the show notes of this so that you can go and look at them. So after the story's over, we're going to do a Q&A, and we're going to talk about the case a little bit. And then we're going to do a guided meditation, and it's going to release all of that negative energy and, bring back focus and balance to your life. So this video that we're doing right now is going to help you prepare for when I do the next case. I recommend also that you have a clear quartz near you while listening to the story, and it's kind of they call it psychic protection. It's just for protection. You can hold it. You can just put it on your desk or wherever you are around you, but it helps protect you from negative vibes or negativity. Keep in mind, crystals sound really woo-woo, but they're really based in minerals. And because they're minerals, there is proven, there's doctors and there's medical, and if you look at healthcare.com, they will talk about crystals and the healing properties of them. So this isn't just totally woo-woo out there. They really do work. They work for me. They work for my family. But if you're uncomfortable with that, that's fine. But this is the woo-woo side, so this is what we're going to do. So that clear quartz or smoky quartz is even better. It's going to help protect you from negative vibes or negativity. So for the meditation, I'm going to have smoky quartz for centering and grounding and to shield against psychic attack, emotional and environmental stress, and it's used extensively in healing and meditation. I'll have my amethyst for balancing the crown chakra. And if you're feeling kind of out of sorts, blocked, or mentally clumsy, you can do a short meditation of your own with an amethyst, and you're likely going to find yourself refreshed, alert, and back in control. But amethyst helps still the mind. It inspires an enhanced meditative state. Carnelian improves concentration and removes extraneous thoughts in our daydreams, in our night dreams, and during meditation. It also protects against envy, rage, resentment, yours or from others, and encourages a love of life. It's very useful for overcoming abuse of any kind and helping you to trust yourself and your perceptions. The candles I'll be using are the red candle for righteous anger that, if directed positively, is going to overcome that injustice feeling and bring about change. And we're going to need it for this next case. The orange candle for matters involving the law, justice, legal cases. Orange is attuned to warmth and spirit, to your will and personal strength and authority. Can also be used for alertness. It's used as a balancing element, so it cleanses those negative attitudes, situations, and places as well. Brings in happiness and emotional healing. The royal blue is for seekers of the truth, and a black to overcome evil, white for purity. Now, you can mix and match all of these things as well, and I'll do a post sometime about that. You can, for example, create a soy candle, and in that soy candle, you can put little pieces of crystals, okay, and you can, or put it on the top of it, and you can put the essential oils in that soy candle so that all at one time, that soy candle also represents all of those things without having to do it separately. I like to do them separately because I may change my mind at the last minute, and if I've got my candle already set and built, it's kind of hard to change my mind. So I like to do it separately, but that's just my thing. You can also find candles with crystals in them everywhere, including Amazon, and you can find candles with essential oils in them. Be very careful. Make sure that you stay away if you're pregnant, especially, and you have really, really young kids like under 2. There are only certain oils that are really good for that. I also recommend while diffusing that you keep your animals at a safe distance away. You don't want them sleeping right under the diffuser or, something like that. My big dog usually sleeps on the couch that's on the other side of my room, and my diffuser is back over here. So, that's pretty safe distance. But you don't want them breathing in directly all of those oils because some of them just aren't so good for them. Okay? So that's the disclaimer, if you will. And that's kind of a look at what we're going to be doing. So the next video is going to take a look inside Murder by Degrees, and we're going to talk very briefly about 4 horrible cases that I'm writing about. And I'm talking horrible. So bear with me, stick with me. Remember, this is all about the victims. Now, in cases such as one of these cases we're going to be doing, where the victim's family was actually part and parcel of the death of the victim. I have no intention of sending them any grace or good feelings. I'm sorry, I'm just not. My mother, God love her, would say, "Well, you pray for them anyway." Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to send them good feelings. So what I do instead is I look at the victim herself, and I, do things to represent peace, and eternal peace for that victim. And it's just kind of as a reminder to remember that victim and hope that she is in peace now, or he. So that's kind of my way of doing things. I can tell you that after writing and reading true crime for many, many, many years, this is absolutely the best way to do it, because if you just keep reading, watching TV, all of that negativity is going to get to your soul at some point, and you want to keep your soul light and airy and free of that negative, because you know how it is. It crosses over into your work, into your other things. So that's kind of the goal. Is I want to make sure that when we read and talk about these cases, that we're getting the negativity out, so that we have a peaceful resolution at the end of the case, whether or not the case was resolved peacefully. At least we're peaceful in our soul. All right? So that's the scoop. That's what we're going to be doing. And I cannot wait to take this journey with you. I suspect that tomorrow night is when we will do the look inside the Murder by Degrees. So I'm going to be posting all the things that I'm going to be using. Feel free to pick and choose any or all, or none of those things just for you. And then we will do our meditation afterwards. Should you desire not to do a meditation, please ground yourself, center yourself, however that works for you. Watch a Disney movie, whatever works to make sure that you get this out of your head before you go to sleep. Okay? So hang out for our meditation would be wonderful, but definitely hang out for our Q&A would be great. And if we don't have anyone, because it's going to be at night, if we don't have anyone for Q&A, then post your comments or your questions in the group about the case, and we'll answer them the next time. All right? Okay. So with all that said, 15 minutes, that's pretty good for me. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday afternoon, or evening, I guess it is, and we will talk soon. Now, where's the button to stop? Oh, there it is. Bye, y'all.